Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can optimize your website for better conversions. If you have a website for your business, the most important thing is that it converts visitors into leads and leads into customers. It's not about having fancy bells and whistles and making your site look pretty and having all kinds of flashy designs going on. None of that matters if it doesn't convert. So that's what I'm going to talk about in today's show. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Future Steps Creative, the show that talks about strategy for your online content and your website so you can grow your business online. My name is Marlon McPherson. You can check me out at marlonmcpherson.com to learn more. And let's jump into the content. I have a few points that I want to share with you that you can actually go through and check on your own website, or if you're going to get a website done, you can bear these things in mind when you're going through with the project to make sure that your website is best optimized to convert. Point number one is to have a clear value proposition and call to action above the fold on the website. Above the fold means that space that someone can see on the screen, whether this is on mobile or it's on desktop, without them having to scroll. So wherever that cutoff point is, you want to have everything above that in terms of your value proposition and your call to action. A value proposition is just normally a headline which is going to say what it is that you do, who you do it for, how can you help that visitor that's on the site, because people give you only a few seconds on the site to decide whether or not they're in the right place before they decide to leave and they won't come back. Call to action is what action you want them to take. So this is usually a button, so they can click on that button to go to a next step, whatever that next step is. This could be to contact you. This could be to request something that you're offering, like a lead magnet. This could be to book a call or anything like that. Whatever your funnel dictates, having that above the fold just means that it's ready to go. People are able to see it without having to figure out, oh, am I in the right place? Type of thing. The next thing is to have good, clean design. A visually pleasing website is going to help your visitors convert simply because they don't have too many things going on. If it's clean, it just needs to have the minimal amount of things that's going to help them get what the site's about and get the key information right there on the homepage. One of the worst things you could do is to cram too many things on a single page, especially on your homepage. A lot of people think they have to have everything outlined on their homepage and talk about everything right there. No, this is what additional pages are for. That if people want to learn more, they can click through. Your homepage should be as clean as possible and just highlight the main things, the most important things. So don't have it too overcluttered or have too many graphics or moving things going on the site, because this is just going to take away from the point of what you want them to do, which is to actually take that call to action, take you up on that call to action. If you have too many distractions on there, they will not do anything and you might just end up losing that lead. Just make it look professional and clean. This is not just my opinion. Studies have shown that people respond better to a cleaner look rather than having too many things on that page. Having a clear conversion path is also going to help you convert more leads, simply because people need to understand what they need to do next and what they need to do after that. And if you don't plan your strategy for how you lay out the website around that, then you might just not convert as many people as you would like. So the first thing that you need to do within that is to have a clear conversion goal, what it is that you're trying to get people to, and build everything around that. So how you lay out the site, what pages you're going to take people to, and so on is going to be really important. So work on the strategy behind that and make sure you understand what your ideal customer or client is looking to do in terms of the problem they're looking to solve, and make sure you outline the steps around that to take them to that next step. The next thing on the list is to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. What does that mean? It means that your website is going to work very well on a small mobile phone screen as well as on a big desktop screen. Most modern websites that you build nowadays give you the ability to automatically adjust to the screen size when somebody pulls up that site. So when it's being designed, you're able to actually align things in a way and even remove content or remove sections or areas of a site that's going to clutter up a small screen. So that's really important because most people are visiting on mobile these days. Less people are going on their desktop computers and going to websites because it's so much more handy to just pull up a site on their mobile phone. So you need to think about that. That's where most of your visitors are coming from. Therefore, you're likely to get more conversions if you have a much more mobile optimized website. The next thing on the list is to have well-written copy. Now, copy is simply the text that's going to be on your screen when somebody visits the website. Now, anyone can write cliche information or just generalized information that talks about the company and say how great the company is and how long you've been in business and how much experience you have. But if you're not a professional copywriter that is actually tapping into the psyche of your user and understanding what they need to see, you're probably not going to convert well with your copy. It's best to work with a professional copywriter where possible, or to actually learn some principles around copywriting if you're going to attempt to write your copy. It's not as easy as you think it is, and you might end up writing those things that I mentioned at the start and people just switch off because they don't really care. Those things have a place for sure, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be right there up front and center straight away. It's more about understanding the pain points, understanding the journey that the user needs to go on, and talking them through how you're going to get them through that process to the goal of solving the problem. So getting some help with your copywriting is really important. I know it can be a little bit more expensive to do that, but you're going to see a much better result with your website if you can resonate with what's written on the site. If the actual visitor can resonate with that, they're much more likely to convert into leads and customers or clients. And of course, somebody's car alarm decides that it wants to go off now as I'm recording. Hopefully you can't hear that too much, but I'm just going to push on. So the next thing is to show proof on your website. This is going to help you convert much more on the website. So proof could be in the form of testimonials, reviews from people that you've basically put on the site. It could also mean case studies, you basically interviewing customers or clients and talking through problems that you've solved for them is going to be the ultimate way to really have your potential customer visualize what it would be like to work with you and to see how you can actually help them. They'll be able to picture that, and they're much more likely to be open to working with you. Also, you could show proof in the form of demonstrating how you do your work. This is going to build credibility. It's going to show that you know what you're talking about. It's going to convince people that you're the right person to work with, and they're much more likely to work with you, as I've mentioned before. So having that on your website is really important. The next thing you want to have is an opt-in on your website. An opt-in is simply something that they're signing up for on your website by providing you with their details so you can send them said things. Normally people would have something like sign up for my newsletter, where I can send you a weekly newsletter or however often you send it out in the form of an email. This can convert, but it's not the best conversion rate on that. You could improve that by offering some sort of lead magnet, which also gives them access to ongoing content or ongoing resources that you can send out to them. But initially, the lead magnet would be maybe some sort of downloadable item like a PDF in the form of a checklist, a guide, or something similar that's going to help them on their journey. It could also be some free training or anything else for that matter, like consultation that you offer for free, like a strategy or a discovery call. You might want to offer something like that. And this then allows them to give you their email and their name, or maybe even their phone number. You then get permission from them to follow up with them, and you can nurture them through the process and take them towards making that buying decision and hopefully converting them into a purchaser. So hopefully those things are going to help you just look at your website and see what you can do to improve. If you'd like to get an outside perspective, if you will, on your website, I do these free reviews every now and again each month when I have some time of people's websites. So you can reach out to me to get this done by heading to marlonmcpherson.com/website review. I'll be able to do a free review by recording a video of me going through your website and pointing out some things that you could do to improve the conversions or just improving the performance of the website. Check that out, and you also have the opportunity to request a more in-depth online audit where I go through your online presence as well. Hopefully this has helped you out. Go ahead and check out one of my other videos or podcast episodes, and I'll catch you in the next one.